Hello, Idaho watch enthusiasts. Happy New Year! Welcome back. It is good to be here. If you're new to this channel, we review watches, everyday carry gear. We talk about Idaho, and I show cool places around Idaho. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Today I've got a special video for you. I'm going to review a watch. It's a watch that's gained a lot of popularity over the last couple of years. It's a micro brand out of New York. If you haven't seen Mark from Long Island Watch, please check him out on YouTube. He just makes educational videos, he makes promotional videos for his store. I think he does awesome work. And today I'm going to review one of his watches, the Islander. I'm going to flip that camera around and check this out. Okay, we've left a little bit of holiday decor out, so I thought I'd just leave this here, but now I'm not loving it. You won't see this in another video. That's my thinking. All right, so here's my EDC pocket dump. I like to start every video with showing what's in my everyday carry for the day, because I do rotate out my gear periodically. I'll start nice and simple. I'm carrying my wallet. It's aluminum and it is engraved, so my initials up there in the top corner. I'm also carrying my Leatherman Skeletal CX. I really like this. I get so much utility out of it. And I always carry a Galvanox Phillips and flathead. It's a magnetized bit in the screwdriver. Skeletal CX Olight O Pen 2. There you go. Pencil coming out the top. And pen out the bottom. Big fan of this guy. And it's so small, it travels so well. And last, I never leave the house without a flashlight, so I've got to get my Rovivon Aurora A3. This is the Gen 4, and I keep a little zipper pull on the bottom, just so it's easier to grab. So that's my pocket check for the day. Now, let's dive into... Okay, this is my watch we're going to be reviewing today, but before I get into that, wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing my Seiko Speed Timer solar chronograph. I'm having a hard time hating this watch. It's good on a million straps. It looks pretty good on my 6.5-inch wrist. And on days when I'm running late or I just need to go, it's solar powered quartz. So it's always basically going to be set and ticking. I just need to grab it and go. This is one of my favorites to go to. I like that bracelet a lot as well. So Seiko Speed Timer on wrist. Okay, now here's what we're going to be talking about today. The watch review. Today I wanted to talk to you about the Islander ISL 38. This is the Brookville, and this is my Islander. And I chose the, what does he call this? Super J or multi-link bracelet. Really like that articulation and the flex of it. Makes it very comfortable on the wrist. I also chose the fluted bezel. It's a little bit more flash than I usually go for, but you know what? It really does look great. I know for a fact this happens to be a 38mm watch, which is a great size for me, and that is nice and slender. But what I'm more interested in is how it feels, what it's like to own, how it looks on my wrist, things that are much harder to get from a website. And you really only understand if you've seen it. So I want to share that with you, and hopefully it can help you make informed decisions, buying decisions. You can really make your own opinion about the watch based on my experience and the experience of others. So like I said, this is a 38mm watch. It has great lume. I definitely enjoy the luminescence at night. I don't think it's Seiko levels. I'd say the lume is a solid, I don't know, 7 out of 10. Visible, but won't blow your mind. It does have a sapphire crystal, a screw down crown, giving it 100 meters of water resistance. The bracelet is really very, very nice. It's secured with screws, which is what you want. It has a milled clasp and solid end links and solid links, so that's very well constructed. And I love with this watch showing off the case back. So there's the Miyota 9000 movements, 9015. The Miyota movements are very reliable. This one's treated me exceptionally well. Accurate, reliable, robust, no issues for sure. It has a little bit of Geneva striping, so a little decoration on the base plate of the movement. But I really like that they leave the basic Miyota rotor on there, nothing fancy. Because you know, all the customizations they do take money. And to keep this thing at an accessible price point, they can cut that corner without any effect on how it wears or how it looks. I really think it's a very fair way to keep the price lower. Because I think I'd pay just over 300 bucks for this watch direct from Long Island Watch. Let me show you how it fits on my wrist. This is actually the watch I wore on my honeymoon a lot. Me and my wife took a cruise. And this was amazing because it's water resistant. I could splash around by the pool. It wasn't a big deal. It looks nice, but I don't have thousands and thousands of dollars on my wrist, right? If I do go to a place that I'm not as comfortable or as used to traveling. So I really liked that. Yeah, and it's very functional. I could see the time. I could wear it with any outfit. I thought it just looked awesome. It's kind of sporty with the bracelet, but it's also kind of dressy being a time and date only, the fluted bezel, the very small size. It's a perfect kind of do-it-all watch. Go anywhere, do anything. So this is it on my wrist, kind of a top-down shot. It does fit my 6.5-inch wrist super, super well. Here's it up close. You can really see that slim profile. It hugs the wrist super well. Big old fan of that, the way the bezel catches the light. I've been so happy with this watch. This is actually the watch that I was wearing when my son was born. So what else can I say except it's always going to be in the collection. I needed the lume at night when I was just learning how to care for him, and it was there. It was amazing to be able to see it in the dark hotel room, or I wish, in the dark hospital room. I needed the time because we were tracking a lot of new things and tracking visitors and doctor's appointments and just having something reliable that was just there. I didn't have to reach in my pocket or charge my phone or do anything. It was just on my wrist, ticking, helping me out because I needed one less thing to worry about when I got a new baby in my arms. This is not the first run of Islanders like this. He actually had some that had a painted logo at the top. This is actually applied. I love that. Such a nice touch to apply the polished logo. And then the double baton at the top, so at night when you're reading the time, you can see where 12 o'clock is. And there's some real care taken to this watch. I'll actually point out on the bracelet, these outer links are brushed and the center links are polished, which I think is a great touch. That contrast, not only does it match the case, but it really brings the watch a little bit of character and makes it look like more than just an homage to other watches, because there's a little bit of Rolex in here, there's a little bit of Seiko in here. These lugs very much resemble the Seiko Sarb 033, which I can pull into frame here. So you can see how they're kind of stepped down. That is definitely a Seiko shout out. I'm gonna say shout out, not rip off. It's inspiration from. There's nothing wrong with that. It just seems to me like one of those things that if you know, you know. I think that's awesome. I'm also gonna take a second to appreciate the brushing on the top of the lugs. Mark's done a great job putting these watches together. I think he's got the right priorities when it comes to assembling watches. So, ISL 38 Brookville. Now we've gotten lots of footage of the watch in front of us. What are my pros and cons? Well, pro number one, 20 millimeter lugs, on a 38mm watch. This is an absolute strap monster. I'll drop some images here of different straps I've had it on and different places I've worn it, and it looks amazing on anything. And I have a million straps that fit this watch. So there's no denying that. Its versatility is definitely a pro. 2, I'm gonna say it's build quality. It's water resistant. When you see a watch that has a lot of water resistance, that's generally gonna mean it's a durable watch. High water resistance speaks to not only how, wet the watch can get if you can dive with it and whatnot, but it speaks to how durable it is and how much it can really handle before you're starting to compromise what this case was ever built to do. So the water resistance and the durability. Again, sapphire crystal, very, very durable. Nothing's gonna scratch that. You got a good watch on your hands. And last but not least, I'm gonna give it a pro of the bracelet it comes with is great. The case is well finished. This is a nice watch. Regardless of price, it's a nice watch, but for $300, $350, I'll drop the exact price on screen that I had it for. Gosh, it's actually a bargain. It really is. In this market, paying that and getting this is great. I do have a couple cons I can say. It is a bit plain. It's a time only with a date window. Eventually, it is going to look like another watch when you do this with just kind of a kit, what they call a Kit Kat at top, with block markers for the minutes and squared off hands, and they're all polished. It's gonna look a little bit like an Oyster Perpetual. It does have some inspiration from other watches like the Seiko Sarbo 33, but I don't see that as necessarily a bad thing, but it's not really a good thing. You could always take more risks. You could definitely do your own thing. So kind of a con that it is gonna get confused for other watches. Some days I wish it was like a Sellita or an Etta movement, something a little bit, Swiss with a little bit more panache. That would be sweet. But I think for the price, you really can't do better than the Miyota 9000. It's just a workhorse. And if you check, nowadays it truly does have a phenomenal reputation. So that's it for today. That is the Islander ISL 38 Brookville from Long Island Watch. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope everyone had a great holiday season, a happy new year, and their new year is off to a good start. And this is your reminder to wear your watches.